Force Support Squadron Chain of Command Ceremony. Today we will bid farewell to Lieutenant Colonel Catherine Coots and welcome a new leader, Major Keely Stillwell. Our ceremony today is a celebration of both continuity and change, continuity in the form of military traditions whose roots reach back through times to the Legion of ancient Rome, to the passing of sickness that once symbolized the transfer of change from one to another. Continuity and change as this brave squadron says farewell to an honored leader and welcomes her successor through a ceremony that differs only in style, not substance, from those of the Romans. Please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by Captain Ashley Diaz and invocation given by Jenna Carson.
Present the colors. Present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Arms. Colors. Colors turn. Arms.
I invite you to join me in prayer. Gracious God, on this day of transition, I thank you for the squadron and for the leaders who have given so much in their service to others. Thank you so much for the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Coots, for her caring nature and tireless dedication to be present and available for those that she leads. The weight of command is heavy and she carried it well. We celebrate her and give thanks for her example of selfless service and the legacy that she will leave here. We pray for blessings upon her and upon her husband and children. And as they continue their service and their new assignment, I pray that you will strengthen them and continue to give them vision and increased wisdom. And during this busy time, I pray that they'll receive peace and be strengthened and be able to pause and step back and reflect on the positive impact that they've had here at Keesler. As we bid farewell to Colonel Coots and welcome Major Stillwell, I give thanks for her presence here and for the talents that she brings to this command and for the ways that she's been prepared for this. As she leads the squadron, I pray that strength will accompany her day by day and that the burdens of command will seem light. May those under her command exercise wisdom in following her leadership and aligning with her vision. And I pray for her family and for their strength and well-being. And finally, I ask for blessings upon all of the individuals in this squadron, spiritually, mentally, and physically. May all of us who have the privilege of wearing this uniform come together in our mission to support and defend our nation. And may we follow our leaders with integrity and respect, lift one another in service, and constantly partner to do what is right in the world. And this is my humble prayer with gratitude. Amen.
Thank you, Keystone Honor Guard, Captain Diaz, and Chaplain Carson. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests joining us today, starting with our official party. The presiding officer, the commander, 81st Mission Support Group, Colonel Chad Gamahart. The outgoing commander, Lieutenant Colonel Catherine Coots, accompanied by her spouse, Lieutenant Colonel Nick Coots, and their children, Parker, Benjamin, and Penelope. Woo! The incoming commander, Major Kaylee Stillwell, accompanied by her spouse, Wayne, and their sons, Cody and Bennett. Woo! And the guide on bearer, the First Sergeant, 81st Force Support Squadron, Master Sergeant Jessica Helton. Distinguished visitors attending today are the commander, 81st Training Group, Lieutenant Colonel James Roberts, and the acting Senior Enlisted Leader, Senior Master Sergeant Michelle Lamont. And representing the Senior Enlisted Leader, 81st Mission Support Group, Senior Master Sergeant Carmisha Layton. The commander, Full 3rd Mission Support Group, Lieutenant Colonel Lisa Brown. A special welcome is also extended to our virtual audience, senior leaders, chiefs, first sergeants, community partners, and especially the members of the 81st Force Support Squadron. Thank you for joining us for today's momentous occasion. It is my pleasure to welcome Colonel Gamahart for remarks.
I'm going to mess with your microphone here. Apologize, I'm a little tall. Maybe not. Okay, we're going to go with that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the official start of the 81st Training Wing hockey line change of squadron commanders. For those that watched hockey last night, good game 7 Stanley Cup. But we have three on the MSG side and 3 on the TRG. Not that we're competing, but it's going to be a long week. But it is like a hockey line change. We start today with Team Coots. I'd like to begin by thanking our distinguished visitors in attendance today. Colonel Roberts, the TRG team, Cedar Lamont, of course, Colonel Brielle in the 403rd side of the house, our community leaders, squadron commanders, SEOs, chiefs, first sergeants, and of course our gladiators, members of the 81st Force Support Squadron. There you go. Again, thank you for attending this morning. I'd like to recognize Tech Sergeant Lynch and Lipscomb for putting this event together. These events take tremendous effort, and your work does not go unnoticed. I also want to thank Captain Diaz for singing the national anthem, the Keystone Honor Guard, and Chad Carson for a wonderful invocation. To the Coots family, Coots, Lieutenant Colonel Coots, Parker, Penelope, Benjamin, thanks for attending this morning. Without your support, I know Katie couldn't have accomplished the fantastic things that she's done. It's going to be a long day, and somewhat bittersweet, I'm sure. There is truly not a family that is more connected to all things Keesler than the Coots family. So, to the Stillwell family, welcome Wayne, Cody, and Bennett. Thanks for attending this morning. We look forward to welcoming you to the MSG and Keesler family. So, I guess we should begin. Colonel Coots, the day is actually here. How fast time has truly flown by. As I was preparing my notes for today, I read through your declaration, OPDs, all of the war inputs, all of them, just to get my arms around the number of initiatives that you have completed, saw through, or began while leading the 81st Force Support Squadron. Now, I won't get into the full long list. I'm going to keep to time. We talked a little bit about that. But I want to highlight just a few. But to fully appreciate them, I need to provide some context. Keesler Air Force Base 2 years ago was just coming out of COVID. We had a significant number of homes that were vacant because of the MRP program, long waiting lists of housing, some cost challenges with labor increases that impact FSS operations and our AFES team. But like many places coming out of that period, I would argue we were missing a rich sense of community that we once had. Our morale, welfare, and recreation fund that began to dry up was potentially impacting the quality of life for the entire installation. In only a way that Katie can, she brought her team together over the last 2 years. She dug in, she built a strategic plan, and empowered her team. It took some difficult decisions, prioritization, process improvements, accountability, and advocacy to make the necessary changes. And she made tremendous improvements to processes. She filled those critical positions with well-qualified candidates. She completed renovations of numerous facilities, revitalized the Back Bay Event Center, pretty amazing, frankly, look at it, improved the flagship professional development program, Dragon University, and turned around the MWR Fund into its most profitable to date. Wow. Katie, the lasting impacts you have instilled across Keesler through the projects you and your team completed has truly set Keesler as the premier training base in the Air Force and right on target for installation excellence. But if I ask you personally, what are you most proud of? I'm sure you would tell me it's the gladiator culture that you established for the past 2 years. You have been truly brave leader, willing to be bold, to listen to your airmen, to have the hard conversations, and above all else, you always took the initiative to care. You care for your profession, you care for your airmen, and you care for all those around you. The culture of excellence that you have established led to numerous major command awards and the best of Air Force development flight. Culture starts from the leader. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that the gladiator culture of excellence that you have established in the Force Support Squadron is here to stay. And I can say confidently, the missing feeling of community at Keesler is back. You and your gladiator team were a major part of that. On behalf of all of us, thank you. Now, as your time at Keesler comes to a close, I'm excited for you and the family on your next adventure to Crampstein. The keys to success that you learned here will enable you to have the same lasting effects there. Katie, you are a fantastic officer and an even better human. You will be missed, Katie, but I cannot think of a better officer to take over than Major Kaylee Stillwell. Safe travels. You are still the #1 Coots on Keesler. Major Kaylee Stillwell, as you can tell, you are stepping up to command a squadron as a solid foundation and culture. Welcome to the MSG family. In your former position as the 47th Force Support Squadron Commander at Laughlin, you made incredible strides and achieved considerable success. I am confident that you are the right person to lead our 81st Force Support Squadron. Our entire mission support group is focused on providing customer service for all of Team Keesler. The FSS is key to achieving the Wing's mission to train, develop, and inspire warfighters. The 81st Dragon Wing breathes fire. Focused training, installation excellence, ready airmen, and empowered airmen. We must be brave in our efforts to continue Keesler's tradition of being a premier technical training installation at AETC. And I'll finish where I begin. To the Stillwell family, I look forward to working with you the next couple of months. Before I depart, welcome again. Gladiators are in solid hands. Let's get this going. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Gamahart. At this time, Lieutenant Colonel Coos will receive a Meritorious Service Medal. Please stand for the presentation of this decoration.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Meritorious Service Medal, 2nd Oakley Cluster to Lieutenant Colonel Catherine C. Coots for her meritorious service from 19 June 2022 to 25 June 2024. Colonel Coots distinguished herself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander. 81st Force Support Squadron, 81st Mission Support Group, 81st Training Wing, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi. During this period, she led 801 personnel directly hire headquarters policies to Second Air Force, 2 wings and 24 squadrons. She managed a $51 million budget, secured resources for a fitness center renovation, event center transformation, and a new student outdoor recreation venue. Additionally, Colonel Coos repaired the base morale, welfare, and recreation fund, establishing the first profitable budget with a portfolio value of $5.7 million, fostering over $1 million in leadership. Her team earned 5 ATC A1 annual award wins, the Department of the Air Force Best Force Development Flight, a unit effectiveness inspection, and a vertical inspection, overall effective rating, earning 5 superior performance and 2 match best practices. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Lieutenant Colonel Coos reflects great credit on herself and the United States Air Force. Please be seated. And now, the Commander, 81st Force Support Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Catherine Coos.
I'm sorry, I think this mic is perfectly positioned. Just say that.
That's fair.
So distinguished guests, commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, Team Kiesler, and the men and women of the 81st Force Support Squadron. Gladiators, where you at? Yeah, go ahead, Master Sergeant King, let's hear it.
Gladiators! Unleash the force!
So I gotta give a big shout out to the folks who made this event possible. Sergeant Lynch, Sergeant Lipscomb, the Kiesler Honor Guard, Airman Mitchell, Airman Neal, the BBEC staff, Airman Hood, Chaplain Carson, and Captain Diaz for the beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Thank you so much. You've made this day really special for both of us. Now, if you know me, the Force Support Squadron has a very special place in my heart. Both of my parents were in the Air Force, and the Air Force is in my blood. At 6 weeks old, I was in the CDC and raised by the most amazing care providers. Many times I considered an Air Force lodging room home, as it was the only thing familiar as we transitioned from assignment to assignment. I spent every Friday night as a young teen at the bowling center at Cosmic Bowling, and I became an athlete thanks to the base youth sports program. And when I turned 10, I received my first ID card that gave me access to shop anywhere on the base by myself. Sure, being on an Air Force base with really cool airplanes, thank you for a third, is really cool, but this Air Force community is why I joined the military. This community is unlike any other. Because of this, Force Support was my first choice career field, and I had the honor of attending the first initial Force Support Officer course here at Kiesler 16 years ago. Yep, 3-5 trainer. Yeah. Needless to say, becoming an FSS commander was a career dream of mine. This was a chance to be a part of the team that fostered communities like the one I was raised in. This command has been that dream and so much more. The men and women of the 81st Force Support Squadron have been some of the best that I've had the chance to work with throughout my career. I could stand up here all day and brag about your accomplishments, but the declaration that was just read and Colonel Meinhardt's very kind comments already showcase that. So let me just say that I am so damn proud of this team, and serving with you has been an honor of a lifetime. I would like to extend just a couple of thank yous to some important people who have made an impact on me in the past 2 years. First, I've been blessed with some incredible mentors in my career, and I owe them a shout out today. So Mr. Dave Curley, my civilian mentor, who visited me twice, and Lieutenant Colonel Amber Ortiz, who drove down from Maxwell no less than 5 times the last 2 years, and we logged almost 20 miles running and walking around the flight line, solving big leadership challenges. I'm so grateful for your mentorship and continued friendship. To my boss, Colonel Meinhardt, sir, you're an outstanding leader. You put MSG on a glide path that drove our success, and you've been the type of leader that people want to follow. You took the time to mentor and develop me, and I'm going to this next command much stronger as a leader thanks to your example and influence. So thank you, sir. Now, there's some really cool things about command, but one thing I was really looking forward to was having my own triad. In my husband's first command, I got to see the power behind the relationship between the commander, SCL, and the first sergeant, aka the triad. When that relationship clicks, it's magic. You can overcome the impossible. or at least laugh your way through, did that just happen? We have those every day at FSS. And since FSS is large, I'm blessed to have an extended command team that includes a deputy and an operations officer. To my first command team, Ryan Prospery, Jacob Fanasteel, Senior Master Sergeant Monica Brown, and Master Sergeant Jimmy Atwater. It's with this team that the Gladiator mascot and spirit was born and continues to live strong today. Senior Brown and Master Sergeant Atwater were two individuals who remain very important people in my life. They were my closest advisors early in my command, and we pulled each other despite life's career and life challenges that came our way. In my second year, our Fab Five was simply magic. To my new command team that's comprised of Hope Holden, Major Select Tasia Davis, Master Sergeant Jessica Helton, and Chief Master Sergeant Tiffany Brown. This team didn't walk, we sprinted, and we got a lot done using our various strengths. Serving with you ladies has been a true highlight, and I'm so impressed by each one of you. I hope that we built a relationship that really lasts a lifetime. To my honorary commander, Sawyer Walters and Dr. Nail, thank you for being here today. Man, I hit the honorary commander lottery, 100%. Thank you for being awesome community partners. To my CSS, Ms. Christina and Ms. D, you ladies have been amazing and have kept me on track. If you didn't know, next week on 2nd July, Ms. D celebrates 50 years of federal civilian service. To the FSS Flight Chiefs, whom I call the Executive Board, I've enjoyed getting to know each one of you, and I'm so grateful for the hard work and development you pour into your people every day. To the MSG Squadron Commanders, Nick, Sean, Andrea, Brad, and Kyle. Now, if any of you in the room claim these individuals as your leaders, let me tell you, they are some of the best humans that I know. They work so hard to fight for your teams and support the mission. And I know we're old, but let me tell you, they're actually pretty cool people and really fun to be around. I really looked enjoy to every Friday getting together for breakfast at bowling, where we solved really big challenges and you lifted my spirits. But I also have to give a shout out to the TRG commanders as well. Chris, Liza, CJ, Neff, Jen, and sure, I guess Nick, you too. We all shared several cold beverages together, and I really enjoyed our friendship. If you've been in the military community, your family's tribe is just as important as your work tribe. For us, we had a couple of families that we became very close with. To the Thomases, the Haradas, the Brocklers, the Wellers, and of course our very best friends, Chris and Aaron Dower. Thanks for the many driveway bonfires, to include the unauthorized ones. You and your families are all very special to us. To my family, my parents have inspired our family's dedication to service. My dad is my biggest fan, and my mom would drop everything to come to Biloxi to help whenever we needed. Same goes for my in-laws, Dave and Joanne. Thank you for the frequent visits and giving Nick and I an actual date night once in a while. If you know me, then I'm the oldest of 4 siblings, and all 4 of us, to include our significant others, are currently serving on active duty. Brian, Kristen, and Michael, and Lindsay and Emily, I'm so proud of you and proud to serve this country with you. To my fun and crazy tiny humans, Parker, Ben, and Penny, I love you guys so much. You're the definition of military kids. Resilient, friendly, and ready to do just about anything, to include getting on an airplane later today to head to Germany. To my husband, Nick, I love this wild adventure we're on together. People thought we were crazy as dual commanders, but we came out stronger than ever. I love you so much, and I can't wait for a new chapter ahead. And so much love to all our dual male couples in the crowd, too. So finally, to Lieutenant Colonel Select Kaylee Stillwell, it's no secret that I love this squadron, and I know you're going to love this squadron, too. And if there's one person I could pick to hand this guy on to, it's you. You're everyone's, to include my first pick, and I'm so glad you said yes to this job. Major Stillwell is already a graduated FSS commander, which is a Keesler first and what Keesler truly deserves. And we're very fortunate to have a confident and proven leader who is ready to take the squadron to the next level. I wish you much success. In closing, I leave you with a quote with our movie's namesake, The Gladiator. The iconic leader Maximus says, "What we do in life echoes in eternity." Gladiators in Keesler Air Force Base, we're a part of something so much bigger than ourselves. We have the great privilege to defend our country and our freedom. What we are doing will echo in eternity, and it's been an honor to serve with you. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Coots. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we command of the 81st Force Support Squadron is formally passed from Lieutenant Colonel Coots to Major Stillwell.
Publish the order.
Attention to the orders. Department of the Air Force 81st Mission Support Group, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi. Special order number FM 24-007, dated 25 June 2024, under the provisions of the Air Force Instructions 51-509 and effective 25 June 2024. Lieutenant Colonel Catherine C. Coots relinquishes command of the 81st Force Support Squadron, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, and effective 25 June 2024. Major Kaylee M. Stillwell assumes command of the 81st Force Support Squadron, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi. Signed by Chad Mahart, Colonel, United States Air Force, Commander, 81st Mission Support Group.
Sir, relinquish command.
Sir, I assume command.
Please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the new commander of the 81st Force Support Squadron, Major Kaylee Stillwell.
Good morning. Thanks everyone for being here today. First, I just want to start off by saying, wow, what big shoes I have to fill, and know that I do not take that lightly, Katie. Thank you for setting me up for success, as I have had the opportunity to shadow you the last few days, and I am truly in awe of the people that work in this amazing squadron, and you started that. It has been evident that you will be greatly missed, and you have truly done tremendous things here. Thanks for setting that standard, and I hope to live up to it. Second, I want to thank Colonel Pope, who couldn't be here today, but Colonel Meinhardt and 81st Training Wing leadership for putting their trust in me to lead this amazing squadron and hiring me for this opportunity. I am so honored and humbled, and I look forward to continuing to push this squadron forward. Thank you to Tech Sergeant Tech Sergeant Liscombe, and everyone else that had a role in today's ceremony. I know these things not just happen, so thank you for the hard work you put into making this such a success. To my family, Wayne, Cody, and Bennett, you three absolutely make my world go round, and I love you so much. Thank you for always going along for the ride, signing up for 2 more years, and picking me up when I need it. I couldn't do this without your support. And finally, to the 81st Force Support Squadron, it is the honor of a lifetime to be chosen to lead the Gladiators. I look forward to learning from each of you over the next 2 years and making something special for the airmen and families at Keesler Air Force Base. Thank you, everyone.
In keeping with Air Force traditions, we will conclude today's ceremony with the singing of the Air Force song. Please stand and remain standing for the departure of the official party. Off we go into the wild blue yonder.
Here they come, soon to meet our thunder. At a now, give 'em the gun, give 'em the gun. Down we die, spouting our flames from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, and we're down in flames. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Please proceed through the receiving line to welcome Major Stillwell and family. Then join us for a reception in the back of the ballroom. Have a great Air Force Day.